Hi everyone, I'm going to be presenting to you on my resume building lesson plan. My name is Caitlin Suddendorf and I'm currently placed at Grand Haven High School, which is a big change from elementary school. The large majority of my students have learning disabilities, but some have mild cognitive impairments and others have emotional impairments. I chose to base this project off of my students at Grand Haven High School because they really have no sense of what they want to do after high school. They have no sort of transition plan and they have no idea what sorts of things that they will be expected to do after they graduate, like finding a job, how to find a job, buying a house, paying bills, all the scary things that we're dealing with right now. And a lot of this is because they have developed learned helplessness and they feel that their disability is restricting them from being able to do all of these things. So it is my goal by doing this project that they'll learn the things that they need to do in order to successfully secure a career someday and to help them realize that their disability isn't an excuse to stop trying and to figure out what else is out there. The steps that I took to develop this project were to first figure out a lesson that would be authentic and beneficial for my students because they refuse to do any sort of assignment that isn't relevant to their lives. So I decided on resume building because that's something that we're all going to use someday, no matter what we choose to do after graduation. And the next step was to find a website that would aid me in helping to teach the students to do this. And I found a website called resumebuilder.com, which is a really cool website that I will explain to you later. Um, and the next step was to make a resume of my own just to make sure that it taught the students all the necessary components and gave them good tips and all that. And I'm still working out the final steps for the rest of the project, but I plan on turning it into a unit to help with overall professional development. After participating in this project, students will have created a resume and learn what the important factors are of an effective resume. It is important for students to understand how their GPA, extracurricular activities, references, etc. are important to securing a job in the future. To help them realize all of these things, students will work through a resume builder that gives them tips and outlines to assist them in creating their own resumes. This project is important to me because it kills me to hear my students call themselves stupid and tell me that it's pointless for them to do their work because they aren't going to go to college after they graduate. I want these students to realize that there are plenty of options for them if they decide college is not the right fit. Lastly, I want my students to have the knowledge and practice that they need in order to find a job after graduation. What I learned from this project was that technology can support almost any lesson that you want and that you need in your classroom, and that students are more attracted to technology-based lessons because um, it's new to them and they use it in their everyday lives and it just gets them more involved in everything. And lastly, I learned that students are really affected by their disabilities emotionally, and learned helplessness is a serious problem that we need to address, especially at the high school level. So doing assignments like these will help students to realize that they do have a chance and that their disability shouldn't slow them down. In conclusion, I plan on using the knowledge that I gained from this project to ensure that my students have a plan after they leave class. More importantly, I want them to have the confidence and knowledge to be able to secure a job in the future. I'm planning on turning this lesson into an entire unit, like I said earlier. And I want the students to be aware of the resources that are available to them online. Technology is super helpful, and I plan on being an advocate for it in my classroom. Happy last week of classes!